So today, I'm going to speak on if not now, when. And so many things came to mind about this. I realized at the concert, someone told me, Beth, we're just getting to know you. We just haven't really gotten to know you very well. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to share a little bit about me and about my mother. Are we okay with that? Yeah, great. So my mother was one of those people that no matter what, she always said, I love you, And then as she got older, it was, I love you, and I'd say, I love you, Mom, and that's just what we do, And she'd say, I love you more, and I'd say, I love you the most, and she'd say, I love you. I'm your mother, you can't say that to me. That was her thing. Just this incredible, loving presence in this world. She lived with us the last 3 years of her life. And it was amazing to me because she experienced dementia towards the end of her physical life. She's still with me. She was always about love. Everything was about love. It was amazing. And her thing was, well, I'm not going to let you leave without telling you that I love you. That's just how it was. It was like, I'm going to tell you that I love you. So through the years, I had teachers tell me that, if you say you love somebody too much, it kind of takes away from the experience. No way. Thank you, Angela. And I was like, and I tried to refrain for a little bit, and I was like, this just doesn't feel right, And the thing that I want everyone to know is I love them. I truly, truly love them. And I will tell you that I have done a great deal of personal work. I've paid lots of money in therapy. It's like we kind of do what we want to be. So I was a counselor for over 30 years. I'm retiring my credentials this year. And so I wanted to live an emotionally healthy life. And I learned more and more about that through my training, and I was already on the path. And then in ministry, it was like, oh, this is like super. This is like amazing. All this unity is like this beautiful experience of people coming together and learning and wanting to improve and enhance their lives. So I just absolutely loved that. And so that was my path for LUT and for ministry. And in this now moment, right here, right now, we know that everything is okay. Everything's all right. But when we leave and we're in traffic, someone cuts in front of us, we may not feel as well in that moment. I wanted to tell you a story, and I have some, I have so many notes up here, but I'm just really enjoying my time with you, so I'm just going to enjoy my time with you today. And hope that Reverend Darlene still asks me to do this more. So, in my previous career, I got to do all kinds of great things. So one of my favorite things was becoming trained in equine therapy. So I got to learn, horses are not codependent. They don't look for approval outside of themselves. And they just don't. Horses are great to teach us how we are in relationships and all other ways. So I go to this equine therapy training, and I'm having a great time. I'm just so happy. And I had gone to the director. I had a civil service position at the time, and I went up to the director and I said, I would like to attend this equine therapy training. And he said, so you want us to pay so you can play with ponies? I said, yes. He said, okay. And so I went. When I was there, I really wanted to stay in that moment. And I had wanted to go to some further training, and I was not really thrilled about having to ask the executive director of the Department of Health if I could go. But I thought, if not now, when, right? If not now, when? So my brave self went up there, and I got what I wanted. But here's the thing, not being attached to the outcome. Not being attached to the outcome. If he had said no, I would have been disappointed, but I had done what I could do. It's like when we say, I love you. We're not attached to someone saying, I love you back. We're giving. We are being love. We are being love. And here's the interesting part. Pat and I have been watching Friends from the beginning, right? And it's so funny because we're watching, if you know the characters, then some of the guys had said, like, I love you, and the women said, thank you. And they were devastated, you know? And I was like, oh, they need to know. Oh, they need to know. So as this goes back to the equine therapy training, I was telling the horses that I loved them. I was with people that I hadn't seen in a long time that I didn't expect to see, and I said, oh, it's so great to see you. I love you. It's so great to see you. And most of them reciprocated. It was just always, a very nice thing. And some of the people that I didn't know, when we were all in this big, puppy pile of love, they were like, who are these people? And what are they doing? And so my training taught me about connection and being with and being present, right? So we're doing our training part, and there's a part where you have to go up to a horse and you have to raise its foot, its hoof. You have to raise its leg, right? And so if you don't know about how to raise a horse's hoof, you may try to pick up the whole horse. And I'm telling you that there were people there that were really trying to pick up the whole horse. They were running and they were straining, and it was just the funniest thing, And I have to say, I took great pride in walking up and touching the horse and getting to bend his leg and just gently raise his foot up. I was like, I am Superwoman. Here I am. Hear me roar. And so we did all of these experiences, and we were right in the moment. It was like it didn't matter if there was horse poop that you were stomping in. It didn't matter what was going on with it. You were right there. You had to be present with the animal and with each other. So here's the thing. They said, okay, now it's your turn. You have to go out into the field, only with a halter. They didn't have anything to walk them with, only with a halter, and choose your horse. And I was like, okay, I know the one I want. She was beautiful. Her name was Story. And I was like, that's the one I want. Yeah. Oh, so much ego, because I can tell my story with Story. She's made for it. So I go up, and I walk out there, and there's this donkey that has been following me. I mean, the whole time there's donkeys just standing by me. I'm like, what? I mean, I love all animals, but, this was to be this gracious, glorious experience, and I didn't think a donkey fit in. And I didn't know if it was a message, if you know what I mean, for me. So I go, and I'm walking out there, and this donkey is following me. I mean, we had to walk way out in the field, and the donkey's just following me, right? And the donkey's like, just nudging my arm, and I'm walking, and I'm like, this donkey is serious. The donkey is very serious, and he kept putting his big head on my shoulder. And here's the thing that was so beautiful. I turned around, I gave him a kiss on the nose. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. And so he was fine, and he still followed me out to Story. And I think he helped me, and I was able to get Story and put the halter on and to walk Story back. Well, the whole way, the donkey is still wanting kisses and stuff, so I'm kissing the donkey and walking. Again, is this a metaphysical message? I don't know. So I'm walking with this donkey, and I get into the ring, and I'm doing my work with Story, the horse. And Story is just this beautiful, incredible animal. And so I'm trying to control her. Now, I'm not slight, but she's big, And so I'm trying to walk her around, and she doesn't want to walk around. And I'm trying to walk around. So I'm in the same place as the person that's trying to lift the whole horse, right? That I was thinking, So I learned a lot about my relationships with people and my relationships in the world, that sometimes I could be controlling. It was a great lesson that I could probably hear so much better from this horse in my experience than someone else saying, "You're too controlling." In our lives, we receive miraculous, metaphysical, beyond what, all that metaphysical means is beyond here. It's seeing beyond. Meta, beyond physical. So I just enjoyed the experience so much, and the donkey is still there. The donkey is still there. So I fell in love with the donkey. And the staff said, "Oh, that's Albert. He's our favorite, and he chose you." So, tears are starting to come. And I said, "Oh, he chose me?" And they said, "Yeah." And they said, "That's just not any donkey, And I said, "Well, I don't know." They said, "He is the donkey that Mary rode on in the movie Jesus of Nazareth." So what's in this is we never really know unless we stay in the moment. And if not now, when? If not now, when? I'm going back to my mother, and I appreciate you allowing me to do a little grief work with you up here this morning. Reverend Megan, you can take over if I need you. But my mother was, I was talking with someone at the church. I said, we need to talk about the beauty of dementia, how beautiful it is, how I got to see I was my mother's sister. I was her mother. All of the people that had transitioned, they were alive to her. All was well. It was beautiful, and it was good. And she was the essence of love. And she had this little bitty hospital bed in our house. And she would say, "Honey, get in the bed with me." And I was like, little bitty hospital bed. And so I would pull all the rails up to hold me in. And I would crawl in the bed with my mama, right? Crawl in the bed with my mama at my 60s. There I was. And I got to tell you, I'm so glad I did that. Because if I had not, think of what I would have missed, what I would have missed. Think about it. Think about how when we're children, we get to cuddle up with our mothers. And I was a child to her. And she didn't care that I might bust out of the rails. She just wanted me to lay in the bed with her and watch Hallmark movies. And so that's what I did. In the Buddhist culture, they talk about that suffering is attachment. Attachment. And let's think about attachment to the outcome. And how many times have we not done something because we imagined the outcome? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. So what if we weren't attached to the outcome? What if we just did what we knew was in our heart, in our absolute love that was ours to do? And we weren't attached to if we got praise or if someone said no to something we wanted a yes to. I witnessed so much bravery this weekend. Friday night was amazing. And Saturday night, I had the privilege of watching someone do some recording, and I was just over the moon. And I'm a little tired this morning, but I had such a great time. I wouldn't have missed it for anything, But it's in the moment, what is ours to do? What is ours to do? So I think the Buddhists have a great deal of wisdom. My partner practices Buddhism and is one of the most loving people on the planet. I won't call her out, but you know what I mean. And that is because she really doesn't have that attachment, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I wanted to read something to you from Eric Butterworth. You know who Eric Butterworth is? Yes, and this is from Discover the Power Within You. He says, how widespread and deep-seated is the belief that we are forever in competition with people and in conflict with the world around us. Our fears, resentments, anger, and even grief come because we feel that instability of life in the world is a threat to our very existence. A threat to our existence. And it's all a part of life. Everything. In the 12-step fellowships, there's a resentment prayer. And what the resentment prayer is that you pray for someone that you have a resentment toward for 2 weeks initially. Sometimes it takes a little longer. And what the prayer is that you pray for that person to have all that you desire. And what happens, I believe, this is just in the land of Beth, not in the land of therapy or 12 steps, but what I believe, and that has happened for me, is that as I pray, that I find that the person that I am holding the resentment toward wants the same things that I want, essentially. We all want to experience more love. We want to feel good about who and how we are in the world. It's pretty clear when you go to prayer. We find our place. Eric Butterworth goes on to say that let us live in the ascension of life, in the elevated consciousness. If someone tries to give us their bother, I love that. Someone tries to give us their bother, let's try not owning it. Yeah. Demonstrate the love that you are. Not the love that you say, but the love that you are. The love that you are. And remember that their bother belongs to them, not to us. And that in that moment, there is transformation. And if you notice, their bother will dissipate usually. It will dissipate usually. So isn't that like miraculous? Yeah. Because when we meet with love and we are love, then people recognize us and they see us for who we truly are. They know us. They probably want to be with us unless they're attached to their misery. And I certainly have been at times in my life. I wanted people to commiserate with me. Someone had done me wrong, and I was in a victim stance. Fortunately, in my life, I have people around me that remind me of who I am, and I can release that and let it go. So in closing, I want to say this. First of all, thank you. I love you all. You're so incredible. I just love you. And I want to tell you that, you know, in our lives, I don't know about you, but I might have had a couple of relationships or something that didn't end well, right? But now I'm really good with all of it. It's not a problem. But the thing is that in every experience that we had with family, in romantic relationships and friendships and all types of relationships, that there was a time when there was so much love. So much love. Regardless of how it ended, there was so much love. What if, think about this, and I keep thinking about this as the consciousness of our world. What if we could release all the other stuff? And I don't mean bring them in and say, hey, let's have a cup of coffee. I'm not saying that necessarily, unless you want to and it's safe for you. But what I'm saying is this, is that what if we could experience all of that love in this moment without all of the other stuff? For just a moment, even if we could hold on to it for just a moment. Oh, I believe we would illumine, we would light up. I feel it. Do you know? Do you know? Yeah. So, Sarah, if you'll come up and we'll do a meditation. Robert, thank you so much for not making me hold on to a microphone. I really appreciate it. I talk with my hands, so I would have lost half of the talk. So I invite you, if you're willing, to close your eyes. Place both feet on the floor. Just allow yourself to be comfortable. Imagine that there is a place that is called quiet, and that you go there now. And we just listen to the beauty of the piano and the sound of my voice. And we breathe. And we know. We breathe. And we remember. And so as we're in this place, this quiet place, we use our amazing faculty of imagination. And we imagine that we're in this room right now, that it's just us. Me, Sarah, and the individual you. Just three of us. And that you hear out on the patio people chanting, holding hands. And you look out, but they can't see in. And they're just sweetly singing, I am here for you. I am here for you. We are here for you. We are here for you. And so you go up to the window and you look through the window and you see all of these people standing hand in hand, and they're people that you know love you, and that they're from today and from days gone by, and they can be in the physical or be visiting, and they are there. And one of the very special people looks towards the door, and they see you. And they go up and they open the door, inviting you to come into the circle, and they say, we are here for you. We are here for you. And so you slowly walk out. And there's an opening in the circle, and they take your hands on either side, and there's not a word said, but each person looks into your amazing, soulful eyes, and they nod their head. And the whole time, they are saying, we are here for you. All this love is you. You gave it to us. It's you. We are here for you. And so you look around this circle and you see that in each smiling face, they are there for you. Their love is right here, right now for you. And you close your eyes and you grasp the hands on either side and you release. And slowly, one by one, they walk away. All you have to do is remember that they are here for you. We are here for you. We are here for you. Sing that with me if you're willing. We are here for you. We are here for you. Now one last time. We are here for you. So I invite you now, if you're willing, to open your eyes. The lights may seem a little brighter, and to be gentle with yourself. If not now, when do we demonstrate the fullness, the all that we are in this moment for each other. I love you. Blessed be. Namaste, dear friends. Sing for us.
Ordinary day, in ordinary life, there's beauty all around me, but sometimes all I can see is black and white. Going through the motions, life's just passing by. Drifting in a daydream, wishing I'd wake up from the emptiness inside. There are moments, when magic happens unexpectedly. There are moments, precious moments, when the wonder of the world is over.